I feel like I've won. I've already won.
Yeah.
I really have.
I'm like, absolutely I am.
We're all here to celebrate each other.
Well, Mexico. Close. Close. Cabo's close.
I feel so good.
Is this a new chapter of your life?
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Aniston. For years, her name has been more than just Hollywood royalty. It's been a symbol of resilience, charm, and timeless appeal. From Friends to award-winning film roles, from magazine covers to countless red carpets, Jennifer has been in the public eye for decades. And through it all, her personal life has often drawn just as much attention as her professional success. But lately, something feels different. Because behind the lights, behind the glamour, and behind the stories we've all read, Jennifer seems to be quietly stepping into a new chapter. One that's not defined by career moves or paparazzi headlines, but by something much more personal. At her latest LolaVie product launch, she wasn't just the confident businesswoman on stage. She wasn't just the actress sharing beauty secrets with fans. She was a woman radiating ease, happiness, and comfort, all while being supported by someone unexpected. His name? Jim Curtis. And the way he stood by her side at that event has left fans and insiders buzzing. Is this just another Hollywood romance, or is Jennifer Aniston finally finding a love that matches the calm, grounded life she's been quietly building? Let's take a closer look. It happened at an event Jennifer herself had carefully curated. The launch of her hair care line, LolaVie, was meant to showcase innovation, beauty, and Jennifer's own personal brand. The venue sparkled with industry professionals, cameras flashed endlessly, and reporters scrambled for sound bites. But while Jennifer commanded the room with her usual grace, another figure drew attention: Jim Curtis. Not because he was trying to. In fact, the opposite. He wasn't there to steal the spotlight. He wasn't performing for the cameras or positioning himself for attention. Instead, he sat back, watching her with a kind of admiration that couldn't be staged. While Jennifer laughed and shared stories during her fireside chat with Tylen Biggs, Jim stayed grounded in the background. Every nod, every smile, every small gesture seemed to say, "I'm here for you. Just you." Fans noticed. Reporters noticed. And suddenly, the story wasn't just about a beauty line. It was about a new romance making its way into the open. But the product launch was only the surface. Behind the public smiles and polished event, there's a deeper story about Jennifer, her lifestyle, and the man who's quickly becoming an important part of it. Here's the thing about Hollywood events. They're built for show. Red carpets, flashing lights, big speeches, it's all designed to project perfection. But what people saw between Jennifer and Jim wasn't staged. It wasn't rehearsed. When Jennifer took the stage, she was glowing, yes, but not in the distant, practiced way celebrities often present themselves. She seemed comfortable, relaxed, supported. Jim, meanwhile, didn't need to be front and center. He wasn't networking, he wasn't mingling, he wasn't working the cameras. He was just there, cheering her on in the simplest, purest way. And that small detail, the quietness of his presence, spoke volumes. For a woman who has spent years under the relentless magnifying glass of fame, perhaps the most refreshing thing is a partner who doesn't need the spotlight because he's focused on her. This wasn't the story of two celebrities putting on a show. This was the story of Jennifer Aniston, in her element, with someone who allows her to be fully herself. During that fireside chat, Jennifer opened up about what really makes her tick. And it wasn't just about beauty products or professional milestones. She talked about her love of working out, how coffee has become a sacred ritual, and how the beach always feels like a second home. Vacations, she admitted, are her guilty pleasure, especially in Mexico, which she adores. Fans couldn't help but notice how effortlessly she wove in details of her personal joys, from the little things like sipping coffee in the morning to the big ones like escaping to the ocean. And it was these details that painted the clearest picture of her current state of mind: grounded, grateful, and living with intention. The interesting part? While Jennifer hasn't yet been spotted vacationing in Mexico with Jim, she's already sharing that world with him in other ways. And if history is any clue, it won't be long before the two are seen jetting off to one of her beloved destinations together. But before that, they had already tested their travel compatibility in a very different setting. In July, Jennifer and Jim were spotted in Mallorca, not alone, but surrounded by some of her closest friends. Among them, Jason Bateman and his wife, Amanda Anka, two people Jennifer trusts deeply. That trip raised eyebrows. Why? Because for Jennifer, vacations aren't just about relaxation, they're about connection. She's known to bring people into her inner circle only when she feels the bond is genuine. The fact that Jim was not just included, but embraced in such an intimate group trip spoke volumes. It wasn't just about romance. It was about friendship, trust, and integrating him into the life she's built outside of Hollywood glitz. Traveling together is often the ultimate test for a couple. And based on what's been seen so far, Jennifer and Jim passed with ease. But for Jennifer, the real sanctuary isn't a luxury villa abroad. It's something much closer to home. "I'm a homebody," Jennifer admitted without hesitation. And if you've followed her for long, you know this isn't just a throwaway comment. For someone who's spent years surrounded by cameras, sets, and public appearances, home is where Jennifer truly comes alive. She loves cooking dinners, spending evenings with close friends, and most of all, walking into her house to be greeted by her dogs. That sense of peace, of grounding, is what she treasures most. And from all accounts, Jim shares that same energy. Their relationship doesn't thrive on constant parties or public displays. It thrives on dinners at home, quiet nights in, and the kind of simplicity that feels rare in Hollywood. And for Jennifer, that kind of alignment might be the key to something lasting. Observers describe the couple's energy as relaxed romance. No pressure, no staged outings. Just two people enjoying each other's company, whether it's a quiet date night in Los Angeles or a group trip abroad. Jennifer herself has hinted at this shift in her life. She's not chasing chaos. She's not chasing drama. She's chasing comfort, authenticity, and connection. And with Jim by her side, she seems to have found exactly that. The way she lights up when talking about home, about her routines, about her dogs, it all suggests she's no longer trying to fit into the mold people expect. Instead, she's living by her own rules in her own way. So what does this all mean? For fans who have watched Jennifer weather decades of rumors, failed romances, and endless speculation, this feels different. It feels stable. It feels aligned. It feels like Jennifer is finally stepping into a chapter where she doesn't have to prove anything, she just has to be herself. Whether it's glamorous events or cozy nights in, Jennifer and Jim are building something on their own terms. And maybe that's why it resonates so deeply. Because it's not about Hollywood anymore. It's about real life. At the end of the day, Jennifer Aniston has nothing left to prove. She's already achieved the career, the respect, and the legacy that most actors can only dream of. But when she said, "I feel like I've already won," she wasn't talking about awards or ratings. She was talking about life, about happiness, about love. And maybe that's the story fans didn't expect, but the one they needed to see. Because behind the headlines and speculation, behind the fame and the pressure, Jennifer Aniston might finally be writing her truest story yet. One that begins not on a red carpet, but at home, surrounded by love, laughter, and the quiet kind of joy that lasts. So the question remains, is this Jennifer's real happily ever after? Time will tell. But for now, one thing is clear, Jennifer is living her most authentic chapter yet.